What's up, guys? It's Origami Folder 25 back to you with another origami video for the first time in over a year and a half. I don't know, it's been a really long time, but I am really excited to get you guys another origami video today, and I'm going to show you guys how to fold an origami Thanos, the big man himself, the purple dude, whatever you want to call him. But this is my own design. I just wanted to fold a Thanos like a few weeks ago, and I looked online for instructions, couldn't find any, so I made one myself. And he has the gauntlet pre-built in. I did put gold paper over it to make it look better, but the arm's built in. Everything you see is built in besides the detailing that I did right here, except in the face. So I'm going to show you guys how to fold them today. And what you're going to need is 1/2 sheet of paper, cut the long ways. Give me 1 second. All right, I had to close my door, but we're good now. So again, you're going to want 1 piece of paper, cut the long ways. So if this is 1/2, this is the other half, and you'll just cut it like that. So once you have your 1/2 sheet of paper, cut the long ways, you're going to take the top bit and fold it down. I know, really simple. This is going to determine how large the head is. So if you want a big head, you make this fold bigger. If you want this head small, then you fold it smaller. This fold does take some tweaking sometimes though, because as it is the first fold, it is, it's almost like the base for how all the other folds will go. So how big you make this is going to judge what affects the rest of the puppet. So once you have that, you're going to flip it over and you're going to fold in these sides right here so that they meet directly in the middle. Excuse me. A little trick that I use is I take this and I fold it over in like a half. So I don't directly fold it though. I like kind of give it a little pat so that way it gets a very, very faint line in the middle that you can use as a guideline when you're folding these in, so that way you don't go over it or past it. Just a little trick I use. So once you have this step is somewhat optional, somewhat not. This is what's going to get his head rounded at the bottom. Again, you don't have to, this isn't necessary to completing the puppet, but again, I feel like it just adds that extra bit of detail that everyone wants. But maybe you're not that everyone and you don't want extra details, so if not, skip this step. So what you're going to do for the rounded head is you're going to unfold everything, and where you see these lines right here, you're going to take this corner and you're going to fold a little bit over it, so that way you have a small bit of the triangle going over. And this is how big the part that goes over is how big the rounded jaw will be. So I like that. So you do the same on the other side, trying to get as near like the other one that you did as possible. And once you have those, you just refold it all. And oh, it's coming undone. Once you have all that, voila, you have the rounded head. Now, this step is going to get it so that he's not super, super tall. You're going to take this and you're going to fold it up all the way to the top of the head. It's not going over, not going under, just right meeting the head. So right there, it's not going over, not going under, just facing, and same with the head. So you basically just folded this in half. I guess I could have just said that, my bad. Once you have that, you're going to unfold it, and this is by far the trickiest fold in the entire piece. You're going to take this little triangle here, and I already pre-folded this so it'd be easier for me, as you guys probably already know. What you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to kind of fold it out so you get like a triangle right here. Now this part will pop out, and that is good. You want that. And the reason why it's so tricky is because you have to get it all the way to this crease where you folded it in half. So it can't be going over, it can't be going under, it has to be just right there. And that, it takes a little bit to perfect, but once you've nailed it, it's really not that hard. But still very, very tricky if you're a beginner or you haven't done this kind of folding before. And I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do the same thing on the other side. I know, sue me later. But yeah. So once you have that, now this is kind of fun. You can just kind of take these corners, you put your thumbs right here, and you squish this part down just like so. So that way you have something that looks like this from the front. And you can already kind of see where the gauntlet's gonna be. Well, no, this isn't gonna be the gauntlet. You know, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's forget that. So now you have this, and this is not looking at all like Thanos so far, but bear with me. You're going to, the next part is you're going to take this and making sure, again, that it's right at this crease right here, the very tip of that. And you're going to take this triangle and fold it just so it meets this crease right here. So you're going to take the top and you're going to fold it down so this tip meets this crease. And again, this is another precise fold, but once you have that, it should be looking something like this from the front. Now, all the hard steps have passed, thank goodness. We can get down to some easier steps, and yeah, let's keep folding. So now hopefully you have something that looks like this from the back and this from the front. Excuse me again. The next part is you're going to take this part and you're going to fold it over this crease. So you have something that looks like this from the front. So again, you just take this part and you fold it a little bit over the crease. I don't know if you guys can see that, but again, there's the crease right there, and there's where you folded it. So yeah, now you can flip it over, and to make sure his arm isn't making it so he looks like he's striking a fist on hip kind of pose, you're going to take this and fold it in. Again, this fold doesn't really matter that much, so you can, if you wanted to make his arm bigger or smaller, you can do whatever you want. But I like this, so I think I'm going to go with that. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take this part and fold it down. So now you have something like this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. You take this and you fold it down so it meets this part right here. Kind of like this little tip right there. You're going to make it meet that. And now you're going to flip it over. And I think we're done on the back. Yeah, we're pretty much done on the back. You're going to take this part and fold it in so that way it meets his face. So now it looks like he's holding the gauntlet up in front of his face. Now, if you don't want it covering his face like I did here, then you're going to unfold that and just kind of open him up for the back. And you can just fold this down a tiny bit right like so. And what this is going to do is it's going to, if we refold all this, then it brings it down a little bit. You can experiment with this fold if you want to have the gauntlet smaller or shorter. I can't get it exactly like I did here because, again, I must have done something, or I can't perfectly replicate this, kind of like how Tom can never recreate his cover Yoda. I did the best I could, and I got this, and I can't do it again. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's going to be. So you can fiddle around with that fold, and I'm sure you guys will figure it out. But yeah, also a noteworthy thing is sometimes if you fold it too much, like I did, like this, give me 1 second, then as you can see, it does kind of leave his face more exposed, but then you also get this triangle there, and I don't know, it could be kind of cool. It could make it gray and make it like armor or something, So again, that's just a little extra something if you guys want to play around with that. But then the final step is just folding those behind there to round off the head. A super simple fold. And then, boom, you have your origami Thanos. So now, for decoration, what I did is for the face, it's really simple. You just take a black marker and you draw 6 black lines, like so, or 7, I'm sorry, right there to get kind of like the chin. And then you draw a somewhat menacing smile. Again, you guys are better artists than me, or you can completely skip this step. This is just my doing. You can then you can draw some eyebrows like that, and then draw some eyes like how they show you in R2-D2. So now you have some like that. And then for the gauntlet, you could just glue on some, I don't know, colored pieces of paper. You could draw, but yeah, that's basically it. Also, if you want to, you can play around with this fold. You can bring that up. You can kind of tuck that under, so that way you get some more glovey shape. But again, you can play around with these folds, experiment it with it, and I'm sure you guys will get something that looks really, really good, and I can't wait to see it. All right, so that's all I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. It's been a real blast doing it again, and I hope to do another one in the future. Subscribe to the channel in order to see those with notifications on, so you never miss an upload. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, thanks for folding, and thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a terrific day. See ya!